Honorable Minister Sir, Your Excellencies, can we start with the national anthem, which is the national prayer, which is the second stanza of the national anthem. Can we be upstanding? O God of creation, direct our noble course, guide our wheels right, help our youth to truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reign. Honorable Minister Sir, today we are here for a very short meeting to present to you the National Plan for Vaccines Research, Development and Local Production, which has been in process for the past 10 months. We have here with us, Honorable Minister, the funding partners of the project, their excellencies from the Republic of Bulgaria and from the EU, as well as members of the NIPRID team and people in the ministry. Honorable Minister, as you're aware, towards the tail end of a few years ago, the COVID pandemic literally demonstrated why there was a significant need for Nigeria to develop a policy to guide vaccines manufacturing. At the tail end of the pandemic, specifically in 2021, this ministry led an effort to put together a national policy on local vaccines manufacturing. But as you're aware, Honorable Minister, many times we have fantastic policies that end up on the shelves and do not translate to impact on the populace. And the ministry, under your leadership, alongside partners such as His Excellency seated here, felt that developing a national plan would form a roadmap that will enable us begin to implement aspects of those policies, and within 10 years get to a stage where we are majorly sufficient in terms of vaccine security, especially as regards vaccines R&D and local production. So in the early part of last year, 2023, a consortium was put together, the government of Bulgaria, the European Union, and NIPRID on the part of government. And alongside our consultants, alongside stakeholders, we put together a one-year activity that will enable us to produce that national plan. The first activity that took place was a virtual conference, which was led by the ministry. The permanent secretary gave the readout of the activity. The President's SA on Health also attended that meeting. The Director of Food and Drugs, who was the lead for the policy, attended. And alongside our consultants and all the stakeholders, we formed a roadmap as regards how this particular activity was done. Further to that, Honorable Minister, for the first time in the history of developing this sort of document, we adopted a bottom-up empirical strategy that constituted qualitative research and quantitative research. And both aspects of these two diverse forms of research form the themes which are in the document that's been presented to you today. The final level of that activity was the validation meeting, because again we have to call all the stakeholders to come and agree that the evidence that came up from the research is actually reflective of actions that will enable the entire ecosystem move forward. Honorable Minister, you very graciously sent Dr. Atuwo, one of your senior aides, to represent you in that meeting, and I came back and gave you the brief. Honorable Minister, that activity was in the tail end of November, and they allowed us to collate all the information and all the feedback that came from that national validation meeting. And then we worked through Christmas, and as early as the first week of this year, you approved the preface which your senior advisor, Dr. Adeyemi, gave to put your imprimatur on this document. Honorable Minister, that is the journey that has led to this document, and that is the document that is now being presented by NIPRID on behalf of the government of Nigeria, alongside our partners who supported this activity, who is here represented by His Excellency Dr. Yanko Yodonov, Ambassador of Bulgaria, and the team from the European Union. Honorable Minister, permit me now to yield the floor to you to say a few words about this document and the ownership of this document, and then to give us a few pointers as regards how we go forward from here. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Yanko Yodonov, also known as Olufemi. Thank you. I'm DG of National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development. Thank you. Thank you for the eloquent presentation on the work that Bulgaria and EU has done in collaboration with the government via National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development. That's now to develop a plan for vaccine research and development and local production. We as a country cannot begin to thank this partnership, this effort that the government led the EU to partner with the government. I knew I was COVID that triggered it, but it's now, I think it will be shocking for you today to know that today we produce less than 1% of our vaccine that we use in the country of 220 million. So with Bulgaria and EU partnering with us in this sector, it's a sector that is highly needed, very desirable. And I said earlier that the value of a friend is a friend that actually anticipates your needs. And before you even go to them, they come to you that, oh, I feel you, this is your need, but we're ready in a very respectful and mutually beneficial manner to support, to partner. So I'm commending your government, Ambassador, personally, for taking the lead on this, helping to let your government know the value, and then working, not beyond for your government, working through the entire European Union to get us on the center stage of vaccine research, development, and local production. This plan that the national plan that's been developed now is a base, is a template to what we will now use into the future, into the not too distant future. That will happen in months, hopefully. That's what we're hoping for. That we can now begin to practicalize in a such way that we can now begin to produce our own vaccine. And this fits into our president, Mr. Bola Tinubu, agenda to completely revamp this country bottom up in a way that will be sustainable into the future. And it's just gladly me where we're here today. This is one of the cross enablers that we've, as a Ministry of Health, has put together. We have a 4-pillar agenda on what we need to do to completely overhaul, reinvigorate the GIG and healthcare system into a part of sustainability years from now, decades from now. And that's why we started. We're doing it in such a way, in a holistic manner, not piecemeal. So, with a national plan like this that we develop, and I'm sure this national plan, I've read through it, and it covers the entire ecosystem of what we need to do with domesticating and vaccine production. This is a national, this is a document that we need internationally. National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development has taken the lead on this, but this will be used as a template into now actualizing the it's an end-to-end thing. The frontal part is done, now let's go to the operationalization part. And I thank you for Bulgaria's commitment to now supporting and partnering with us into the next phase. This phase is just, we have the document like a blueprint. But what blueprint is to provide a calculated and organized guide into the future of what needs to be done. It's like it's your guide. Like if you're quickly like the Bible. And once you have that, have a clear guide on what needs to be done, you will be delayed like you turn that into that. Now I'll commend you for now even now moving to support the next phase of this, which will lead us to a local vaccine production, domesticating our vaccine production. And as I told you earlier, it's just, a country of about 220 million people. We want Bulgaria, via your government, to help use your influence in the European Union. And research is one of the base, actually is the only base that we have to build a sustainable healthcare sector. If we don't have a research as a cross-cutting base, we cannot build a sustainable healthcare sector. And we recognize that as government. And what I was saying before you came in, was to thank Ambassador Yanko Yordanov for leading this effort, working with the EU, within the ambit of the EU, to partner with us. And now, we've developed this plan. Going forward, plan is a plan. This is your plan. What matters to any average person on the street is that we can now domesticate vaccine production in the country. Number one will be, today, health is just not physical security, social security and national security. We can now begin to, we now vet our own vaccine, we're producing it, and in the process, we're using it as a job creator. We're moving from looking at healthcare sector as a consumption.
Plan implemented, and you have our full support for this. And as I said, the EU itself is a very generous organization to Africa especially, and we've taken note of your request for more funding. Nationally speaking, we are committed to see this request in the most positive light, and we will do what is appropriate in this regard. So, Honorable Minister, once again, thank you very much for having chosen Bulgaria as a partner in this project. I'm sure you will have many more opportunities to interact with Bulgaria in the healthcare, and I'm sure we will never disappoint you on this. My last point is that actually this project is not just a strategic partnership in the healthcare sector, but for us this is part of an overall agenda to boost and strengthen the relationship with Nigeria. As we see, as I said, a new administration thinking strategically and seeing Bulgaria as a partner. And as I said earlier, Bulgaria is now working on different projects with Nigeria of strategic importance in the political dialogue, defense, education, and I'm very happy that on the healthcare we are already reporting results. So thank you very much.
I'm Leyla Benamet. I represent Cameroon's ambassador with the delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS, who did not attend today's important launch. I just want to reassure you, the ambassador, that the EU is very much aligned with your priorities. We we are very happy that with this new government we have been able to start work on this in a new way. We have been already engaging with one of course. For us, it's very timely developments, and the national plan as how we need to be implementing it, of course, but the national plan could not come at a better moment. Because as I was meeting with the federal minister who is traveling to Brussels, he's also taking it to the highest level of the Commission, European Commission, to discuss the other parts of this, which is the manufacturing part of it. We do a plan, we have to put money in research, but then manufacturing must not. And so it's a very good time indeed. I can already announce, and I think aware of it already, that we are going to invest 18 million in research in vaccines in Nigeria. Through grants to some public research institutions and other implementing partners. We've been working very closely with your ministry and of course your public institutions on that. Working closely also on the Team Europe experience with Bulgaria. Team Europe, manufacture of vaccines is a Team Europe initiative at Africa, at the continental level, so we have other partners at African level, but here the first and only Team Europe member is Bulgaria, so again thank you Ambassador for doing that with us. So it's a very important collaboration that we started. I heard also from the federal minister that you were aiming at having a biomedical institute in the capital, and that's also something we could look into, link to research, but probably also research on vaccines as well. So all in all is we are, as always, we try to be with Nigeria. We have several smaller projects in pipe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gigi. National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development, NIFRI. Honorable Minister of State, sir, it is a privilege for me to be here today to see the close of this project. It has been a very challenging time before you came into the administration, looking at this project, how important it is, and now there is transition, so we need to have a political support. No doubt that with this meeting, for creating time for it, we have evident political support, not just on the scientific basis, to ensure that Nigeria can resuscitate local productions of vaccines.
Pictures.